Okay, welcome back. In this tutorial, we're going to cover the stretch command. Now, the stretch command is one of the most powerful modify tools in AutoCAD. It is one of the most flexible, one of the ones I think users should use the most, and one of the ones that honestly students tend to struggle with a little bit at the beginning. And they don't understand it, and so they don't use it, and I think it's unfortunate because it's a really powerful tool. Stretch object selection is important. It needs to be a crossing window. So for example, if we get into the stretch command, which is located here on the ribbon, and I pick a window, which is left to right, and I enter spacebar, right click to continue, pick a point, what am I left with? I'm left with what looks like a move. Undo that. If I go back to stretch and I pick a crossing window, the crossing window is going to determine the point at which the geometry becomes stretched. So on the left-hand side of my box where my cursor is, if I select right here, enter, and then I pick a base point, now it's getting longer through this line and this line. The arc and the rest of the geometry did not get modified. Now if I stretch a crossing window through the top line will get longer. You can see I can go on an angle, but this line will not. Now, if I stretch my crossing window through this arc, the lines will not change, but the arc will. That arc will become stretched out. So arc is very similar to move in that I can enter a base point and give it a dimension, say 1 inch. I can also stretch from, let's say, the midpoint of this to the end point of that line. And whatever that distance is, if I know that's how far I want to stretch, it will stretch that corresponding. So give this one a little bit of practice. Try it a bunch of different ways. As long as I see this geometry changed, it can look like this, it can look like this, it can look like this. If you get one part, it will look like that. As long as I can see that you stretched it, you'll be good to go. But take some time working with the stretch command because it is a very powerful tool. Thanks, and we'll see you in the next one.